Alright, what's going on YouTube? I'm gonna try not to spend too much time on this video here. Okay, Chavez Jr. and Golden Boy, they already wasted our time with this fight. Okay, and I'll explain. And things I'm gonna say in this video has already been said. You know, I did check out a couple uploaders, and if you follow me on Twitter, you see me tweeting last night. You pretty much know what I'm gonna say here, but I didn't want to make a video last night because I wanted to sleep on it, you know, and really think about what took place last night, you know. Now, if you haven't seen my videos on this fight, I was excited for the fight. I knew, you know, I thought this fight was promoted well. The build-up was good. You know, two Mexican stars. You know, Chavez Jr., the son of an all-time great, Canelo Alvarez, the cash cow of boxing today. Okay, so and you know, I like Canelo. I think Canelo's a very talented fighter. I think he's improved since he fought Floyd, and even since he fought Erislandy Lara. Okay, I think he's improved as a fighter. And I also said that, you know, I said years ago that if he were to move up to middleweight and fight at his natural weight or closer to his natural weight, I think he would be better. You know, I think he would have less issues with conditioning and stuff. We used to see Canelo get tired in fights. You know, if you look back at the Austin Trout fight, where he seemed to be fading a little bit towards the end of that fight. Okay, I thought some of these things would play a major role. Some of these issues he had would be beneficial for him moving up in the higher weight classes, okay? Going into this fight, if you see my videos, I said I think Canelo's still going to dominate. I think even though Chavez is a bigger fighter, I think Canelo is a bigger fighter too. You know, and I think he'll be more comfortable fighting at 164 because he doesn't need to worry about draining himself as much, okay? We've seen him training, getting prepared for this fight. You know, I've been watching all of the videos leading up to this fight, and he seemed to be very healthy, you know, and he seemed to be in great shape, even though, you know, he's making, you know, he doesn't have to cut down. He cut down 10 pounds less in this fight. Normally he meets 154, 155 or whatever. He was able to make 164, no problem here. And Julio Cesar Chavez, which I wanted to do another video right after the weigh-in. Not only did Julio Cesar Chavez make weight like I thought he would, but he looked great. He looked fired up, you know. He made it where it was comfortable, you know. And I was sold a little bit, you know. I didn't order the fight, but I watched the fight at someone's place that ordered the fight, you know. And I didn't think Julio would win the fight, but I thought it would at least be somewhat competitive. Like, Julio would fight this guy. Yes, he's not more talented. He's never been more talented. And I expressed this in my video. Okay? Julio Cesar Chavez in his best, at whatever point in his career that you want to place him, he was never nearly as talented as Canelo Alvarez. Okay? But I figured, you know what? If he showed a lot of grit and heart, like the fight we seen last week between Joshua and Klitschko, I figure, you know, he could use his size advantage. And even though Canelo is a big guy, you know, it's clear that Chavez is still a bigger guy, naturally bigger. This guy has fought at 175. Okay, I figured that, you know, I was saying, what was I saying? I was saying that Canelo, even though he was the more talented guy, I think Chavez and his size and his durability would be a major factor in this fight. You know, I know Fonfara stopped him, but, you know, Fonfara is at 175. You know, he's a big guy at 175 too, you know. And Chavez got stopped. You know, he didn't get knocked out, but, you know, he got stopped in that fight, I think. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. But anyway, I never thought the fight would go this way. You know, I've seen Chavez Jr. fight a lot. I've seen him fight a lot. Good enough to know how he fights. Okay? And Chavez always seems to, when he starts off, he always use a lot of lateral movement. He doesn't throw much in the first couple of rounds. All right. He tries to box on the outside. He kind of likes to see what you got from the outside. Okay. He uses some, he got some decent outside game. He used a jab and, followed up with the right hand. Nothing flashy. But his main game is being on the inside. He knows how to get himself on the inside, and he likes to back you up into the ropes. Good body shots, uppercuts, power shot hooks on the inside, while he covers himself up. That's what his game is, and he's pretty good at getting in on the inside. That's always been his game. But in the beginning of the fights, he do a lot of lateral movement. I think the only time I seen him fight mainly on the outside was maybe the I don't know if it's the Brian Vera fight, maybe the first or second fight where I thought Chavez was being, on. I thought he wasn't engaged. Maybe it was a rematch. Okay, I think the first fight, a lot of people felt that Vera won that fight, and then in the rematch, I think Chavez was doing a lot more boxing on the outside. But I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, the thing is, Chavez Jr. throughout the fight was in position. He put himself in position to land some good shots. He just didn't throw anything. At no point in his fight. He lost every single round. Okay? He did not throw anything at all. And Chavez Jr. does not fight like that. That's just not. He's put himself. When you constantly put yourself. And then it got to a point where Canelo was daring him to hit him. It reminded me of the Angulo fight, but even worse because Angulo, we were wondering, leading up to that fight, we thought Angulo was a dangerous fighter because of what happened in the Lara fight. But, he took a lot of damage in that Lara fight, even though it was a great fight. And he dropped Lara twice. He never seemed to be the same after that fight. And he took a lot of damage from it. So, maybe that was it for him. I don't know. But this was worse, because in that fight, too, Canelo had some conditioning issues, just like he did in the Trout fight. He tired out towards the end, But Canelo in this fight with Chavez, he was putting himself against the ropes. Pretty much daring Chavez to swing, and Chavez was not doing anything. He was extremely gun shy. It was like to a point where he didn't want to fight at all. In the first couple of rounds, I was like, Chavez needs to step it up. And I thought he would, but it never happened. Not at one point. Canelo left that fight with no bruises at all. The dude put on a suit and did a full press conference for another fight. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I just, everything just it felt so weird. I'm not no big conspiracy theorist guy like that. And this is just my opinion. I can't prove anything that I say in this video. Okay? But I know how Chavez fights. All right? I watched the interviews he did after the weigh-in. Okay? Because there's a lot. Ellie Setback and all of these other boxing channels had uploads of Chavez Jr. leading up to this fight. 24 hours to the fight. And he looked fine. And this is, I'm saying this before, because I know people are going to say maybe he was weight drained. Maybe he was. I don't know. Maybe he was. But the dude his spirit wasn't there at all. He didn't throw anything at all. He didn't throw anything. Canelo constantly put himself on the ropes. And Chavez still didn't take advantage. You know? Chavez was fighting on his back foot the majority of the fight. 90% of the fight. He was fighting backing up. For what? You're bigger than him. He's a better boxer than you. Put some pressure on him. This was the worst performance I've seen in a long time. This was the worst fight I've seen in a long time. It was a disgraceful performance. You know, I don't even know. So, you get Triple G at the end, right? He has a video uploaded, or not uploaded. He has a video that they're showing for a promotion of this fight with Canelo Alvarez. So he does a ring entrance, like a whole walk to the ring with his music playing, as if he's fighting. You know, he faces off with Canelo. They have an interview with Max Kellerman. It was all planned. It was all planned. Okay? And then they do a full press conference promoting this fight. The fight is signed. Okay? They have a date. This fight is scheduled to happen. Everything was done before this fight took place. Because Chavez was never supposed to win this fight. And I believe it. I believe that part of that contract with that weight and the $1 million over the pound per pound, I think there was another part of that contract that says, don't throw any punches. Don't fight. Don't mess Canelo's face up. Don't do anything. Go in there and get dominated. I saw Chavez post-fight, interview or whatever, and he's just like, well, Chavez proved he was a better fighter than me. I should have thrown more punches. Yeah. More punches. Try about throwing some punches. Throw something. It was planned. It's no way. And I know a lot of you are not gonna like this by saying, I'm not giving Canelo his credit. I'm not blaming Canelo. Canelo did what he had to do. But I do believe that Oscar and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was well aware of this. I don't believe Max Kellerman knew, okay? Because Max Kellerman was giving this guy hard questions after the fight. Where he was asking you, like, yo, dude, we figure, your plan was to pressure him and get him against the ropes. You weren't throwing anything. He was giving him tough questions. And Chavez kept the single, I should have done more punches. He didn't want to do the interview. I don't believe for 1 second that Chavez actually tried to win this fight. All right, Canelo, like I said, it's not about my feelings because I said that I thought Canelo was going to dominate this fight. It's on video. But what I would have liked from Chavez is for him to at least try to win the fight. He put zero effort into trying to win this fight. I don't know. It has made everyone forget. The Triple G thing has made everyone forget about what took place tonight. And I don't like that. I want to see Triple G and Canelo. We've been talking years about this fight. All right? But it kind of killed it for me. I'm not going to lie. It killed it for me. I have not liked Canelo's opposition since he's lost or since he's fought Lara. All right? I thought the James Kirkland fight was an easy fight for him before the fight. I thought the Amir Khan fight was a mismatch. I thought your boy Liam Smith got a gift for that belt just for Canelo could take it from him and not fight one of the tougher guys at 154. And then we get the Chavez Jr. fight where Chavez did not even fight. He didn't even fight. Oh, and I thought Lara won that fight. You know, I don't want to forget that little fact there. You know, I mean, let me not say fact, but in my opinion, I thought Lara won that fight. Okay? I don't know. You know, I don't know. It kind of, I didn't care that Triple G came to the ring. You know, I didn't really care. I was so disappointed and disgusted. And it made it clear to me that this fight was fixed. It was a fixed fight. That's my opinion. I can't prove it. That's just one of those things that I believe. Because I've seen this guy fight before. And I see how they presented this Triple G fight with Canelo. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't add up to me. You know? Canelo is a really good fighter. I just don't like his promoter. And I don't like the way they're doing things with the catch weight, these fixed fights, these rented judges they got. Okay? I think he's getting a little too many gifts. And it sucks because I actually think he's a really good fighter. His handlers are just not allowing him to be great on his own. And I have a problem with that. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I do think the fight was fixed. Triple G Canelo, like I said, it kind of, I don't even want to talk about it right now. You know? I don't know. You know, I think he's only fighting Triple G because Triple G looked vulnerable. He looked beatable in his last fight. So this is why guys like Billy Joe Saunders are running their mouth, even though they already proved that they did not want to fight Triple G at one point. Canelo Alvarez already proved by giving up his belt that he did not want to fight Triple G. Okay, all these guys that's calling out Triple G, we're ducking him. You know, I'm talking about the guys at 160. I'm going to just leave it at that, man. All right, I made another long video. I'm going to do a video next with Wilder and Joshua. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. All right, peace.